Welcome to all of you. A very warm welcome to all of you in your YouTube channel Gurmantra Siksha Ka Granth. I'm your educator Saranya, and today we're going to deal the topic meiosis, which is made simple just for you. Okay, so we are going to see meiosis in a very simple way. My intention is to make everything clear for you and everything simple for you, and that is what I'm going to do in just a moment. So let's learn meiosis. We have already studied mitosis. Meiosis and mitosis, the stages, if you see, they are not much different. The stages are almost same, and there are very few little differences which we will deal with. Okay, so let's see. Meiosis is a process where a single cell divides twice. Okay, so remember, a single cell will divide two times. Okay, to produce four cells, which means first time it divides, it will give you two cells, and the second time it divides, it will give you four cells. Each cells will produce two cells. Since you have two cells, totally you will get four cells in the second division. Okay, so first division it will be diploid in nature, but when you get at the four cell stage, okay, the first cell when you are starting at, that will be diploid. Okay, the first cell before the division, the cell you have, that will be diploid in nature. But finally, when there is four cell stage, which means the four cells which you're getting, okay, after the two divisions, that cells, those four cells will be haploid in nature, which means they'll have half the original amount of genetic information. So this is the main component of meiosis. Very important feature of meiosis. It always starts with the diploid cell. Two times division will happen, and finally you will get four cells which are haploid in nature. Okay, so these cells are our germ cells. Germ cells are nothing but our reproductive cells. Okay, it can be sperms, it can be eggs. Okay, so all these are nothing but germ cells or reproductive cells which will undergo meiosis. So meiosis consists of two division. Okay, so meiosis basically consists of two division. Okay, both of which follow the same stages as mitosis. So in the both divisions which in our meiosis cell is going through, you will have prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. These four stages of cell cycle, and these stages will be the same as in mitosis. Okay, the stages will be same. Quite a few events will be different, which we are going to see. Okay, so meiosis can be divided into 9 stages. These are divided between the first time the cell divides. Okay, that is the meiosis 1, and the second time the cell divides, which is called as meiosis 2. So there are two divisions in meiosis. Basically, one is meiosis 1, the other one is meiosis 2. Okay, it always starts with the diploid cell. Okay, and it divide once and divide twice. Then you will get four cells which are haploid in nature, which means half the number of chromosomes, half the amount of genetic material it will have. And these cells are our reproductive cells, which is nothing but our sperm cells and egg cells. Okay, so now you're going to see the stages which are present in meiosis 1. Okay, I'm going to discuss with you the stages of meiosis 1. So the first stage is prophase 1. Okay, the chromatids condenses to form chromosomes. So these are some of the stages which we have already studied in our mitosis. Okay, so chromatids will condense to form chromosomes, and that is visible to us in the microscope. Okay, so each chromosome is composed of two sister chromatids. Since in the S phase of cell cycle, your DNA synthesis has happened, that is DNA replication has happened, chromosome replication has happened, you will have two sister chromatids, okay, which will be identical to each other. Okay, those two sister chromatids will be identical to each other and identical in its genetic information. Of course, the pair of chromosomes may then exchange bits of DNA in a process called as recombination or crossing over. So what happens is, next step is homologous chromosomes. Okay, homologous chromosomes are nothing but those two chromosomes have same sets of genes. For example, let's say chromosome A, okay, which is the fifth chromosome, and chromosome B, that is also the fifth chromosome. So both will be having same set of genes, right? So both will be having same set of genes. So these are called as homologous chromosomes, and exchange between them, the exchange of DNA is taking place between these homologous chromosome, and that is what we call it as recombination or crossing over. At the end of prophase 1, the membrane around the nucleus in the cell dissolves away. So what happens? At the end of prophase 1, the nuclear envelope will dissolve and the chromosomes will be present in the cytosol. The meiotic spindle. So during the mitosis, we spoke about mitotic spindle. The spindle fiber is same. They are nothing but the microtubules which is arising from your centrioles. They are same. Since it is used in meiosis, we will call it as meiotic spindle. This consists of microtubules that extends across the cell between the centrioles. Okay. So there are actually stages within prophase 1 and we are going to discuss that in detail now. So prophase 1 can be divided into 5 stages. They are nothing but leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. So these are the 5 stages of your prophase 1. Okay. So what happens in leptotene is the chromosome begins to condense and attain a compact structure during the leptotene. Okay. I'll show you the picture. So you can see this is the picture of a leptotene. This is the stage of a leptotene. We can see the replicated chromosome will condense. Okay, the chromosome condensation will take place and they will be visible clearly in the nucleus. So the second stage is zygotene. In zygotene, the pairing of homologous chromosomes starts, a process known as chromosomal synapses. Okay, so these are the two homologous chromosome. The one is in blue color, the other one is in red color. This is what I was talking about. So these are the same chromosomes, which means this may be the chromosome number 5 and this is also chromosome number 5. Okay, both are of the same chromosome. That is why we call it as homologous chromosomes, because they contain same sets of genes. Okay, they contain same sets of genes. For example, this chromosome has the genes for like eye color, hair color. This chromosome will also have, the red chromosome will also have the genes for eye color and hair color. Okay, but there can be difference in their alleles. Okay, the allele can be different. In a while I'll tell you what is the allele. For now, you can just remember there can be difference in the allele. Okay, so here you can see in the zygotine stage, synapses happens. That is the synaptonemal complex between these two chromosomes. There will be joining. Okay, there will be joining. So the pairing of homologous chromosomes. You can see here these homologous chromosomes starts to pair. Here the pairing will happen. Okay, and this is called as chromosomal synapse. Okay, accompanied by the formation of a complex structure called as synaptonemal complex. So what happens is, you can see here the pairing up of these two homologous chromosomes will take place, and this process is called as synapses. And here you can see the complex formation, and this complex formation is called as synaptonemal complex. Okay, I think it is clear for you. I can repeat it again. It's nothing but you have two homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes are basically same chromosomes, but they can vary in the alleles. Okay, alleles are nothing but, it's very simple. If you say a gene, okay, if you say a gene, allele is nothing but the variations within the gene. Okay, variations or any alternative form of a particular gene. Let's say eye color gene. Okay, you have a gene responsible for your eye color. Okay, and the variations of the eye color can be blue color, brown color, black color, grayish color. So these are all the variations for one particular gene, and these variations for a particular gene or alterations for a particular gene is called as allele. Can you understand now? So eye color is the gene, and the variations, that is blue color, black color, then grayish color, brown color, all of these are allele, which are nothing but alternative forms of those genes. Okay, so these two chromosomes are homologous chromosome. Then the genes they have is same. They have the same set of genes. Okay, and they're also the same chromosome number. For example, this is the second chromosome and this will also be the second chromosome. Okay, I'm saying second because in humans we have 23 pairs of chromosome and it is all named, right? So this can be the chromosome number 2 and this will also be the chromosome number 2. Only then they will be like a homologous chromosome. Okay, they're homologous chromosome. And there can be variation between the homologous chromosome in the form of alleles. I told you now what is the meaning of alleles. That is nothing but variations in the genes. Okay, variations in the genes or alternative form of a gene. You can say it like that. So here there will be complex formation, pairing up of these two homologous chromosome, that is what we call it as synapse, and the complex which is forming here we call it as synaptonemal complex. Okay, these two homologous chromosome will be paired with each other. Okay, a pair of synapse homologous chromosomes form a complex. Okay, that we call it as synaptonemal complex, and this whole complex is called as bivalent or tetrad because you have four chromosomes in that. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why we call it as tetrad structure or bivalent. Bivalent means you can see here 2 and here 2. Bivalent. So the next one is Pachytene. At Pachytene stage, crossing over occurs. Very, very important point. And this statement has been asked in your exam like for so many times. So in the stage of Pachytene, crossing over of non-sister chromatids will take place. I'll tell you what is non-sister chromatids and all. But understand, in the stage of Pachytene, crossing over occurs. Crossing over is nothing but recombination process. And what is recombination process? Exchange of chromosomes between the two chromatids. Okay, and this happens between the non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosome and occurs at the recombination nodule. The chromosome remains linked at the site of crossing over. So you can see the stage of Pachytene. So this is the stage of Pachytene where these two homologous chromosome has been linked. They have been formed as a link, paired up in the form of a bivalent or a tetrad chromosomes. And I'll tell you what is the difference between a sister chromatid and a non-sister chromatid. So this is one pair of a chromosome. Okay, here you can see these two structures, this blue color and this blue color are the chromatids which are sisters. Okay, these are sister chromatids. If you consider this blue color and this red color or a maroon color, these two are non-sister chromatids. Okay, because they do not belong to the same chromosome. They are a homologous chromosome. This is a different chromosome, right? This is a homologous, but it does not belong to the same area, same set. Okay, so this blue and this red one are non-sister chromatids, and this blue are sister chromatids. Okay, can you understand the difference between sister and non-sister chromatids now? Okay. Alright. So what happens in a diplotene stage is, okay, so we were talking about Pachytene stage. So in Pachytene stage you can see these bivalent chromosome present, okay, between the non-sister chromatids, that is between this blue color and this red color, recombination or crossing over will take place like this. Crossing over, you can see the cross formation where there will be exchange of genetic materials. These genes will be passed on to this and these genes will be passed on to this. Okay, so like this, crossing over has been taken place and the genetic information has been recombined. So this is called as recombination, and this happens in the stage Pachytene. So the next is diplotene stage. So diplotene marks the dissolution of the synaptonemal complex. Dissolution means breaking. Okay. Dissolution of the synaptonemal complex. So the complex will no more remain. and the separation of homologous chromosomes of the bivalent except at the site of crossover. Okay, you can see here slowly the synaptonemal complex is dissociating. Here you can see, and these bivalent chromosomes will start to separate, but they will be attached only at the site of crossing over or recombination, and this is called as chiasma or chiasmata. This site is called as chiasmata. Okay, the egg-shaped structure formed during the separation are known as chiasmata. So this is the egg-shaped structure. This egg-shaped structure, it is called as chiasmata. So next is diakinesis. So diakinesis is marked by the termination of chiasmata, an assembly of the meiotic spindle to separate the homologous chromosome. The nucleolus disappears and the nuclear envelope breaks down. So in diakinesis, what happens is nuclear membrane is breaking down, and you can see there will be separation of these two chromosomes in the metaphase, but the spindle fibers which is coming from the centrioles will be binding to the centromere here at kinetochore for these two chromosomes. You can see that. Okay, so that is what happens in diakinesis. So these are the 5 stages within the prophase 1: leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, and diakinesis. Okay, so these are, I will tell you some of the important questions they can ask from this part. They can ask you where does the bivalent or the tetrad formation takes place, and that is your zygotene stage, and in this stage only your synaptonemal complex will also be formed. And when does the crossing over take place or the recombination take place? It happens at the pachytene stage. And chiasma formation, diplotene. Okay, simple. So these are the different stages within the prophase. So next we are going to talk about is metaphase 1. So the chromosome align along the equator of the cell in the metaphase plate. Okay. The centrioles are now in the opposite direction of the cell, and through which the meiotic spindles will be extending, and that will come and bind to the kinetochore of your chromosomes. Okay. Which is present in the centromere. The meiotic spindle fibers attach to one chromosome of each pair. Okay. Now anaphase 1. So what happens in the anaphase 1? The pair of chromosomes are pulled apart by the meiotic spindle. So here the chromatids are not pulled apart. A pair of chromosome is pulled apart. I'll show you the picture. You see, this is one pair of chromosomes and this is another pair of chromosome. Okay. So in the meiosis 1, this pair will be separated and this pair will be separated from each other. Okay, that is what happens in meiosis 1. You have two pair of chromosomes. Okay, this is one pair of chromosomes which has two chromatids. This is another pair of chromosome which is having two chromatids. One pair of chromosome will be separated from another pair. So that is what is happening in the meiosis 1. Okay. So in anaphase 1, you see the pair of chromosomes are pulled apart by the meiotic spindle, which pulls one chromosome, one pair of chromosome. Okay, one pair of chromosome which will have two chromatids to one pole and another pair of chromosome to the other pole. Okay, so this is done by meiotic spindle which is coming from centrioles. So in meiosis 1, the sister chromatids stay together. Okay, I told you these two are the sister chromatids and these two are the sister chromatids. They'll be staying together. Okay, I think it all makes sense to you now. What is sister chromatids, what is non-sister chromatids, and what are the homologous chromosomes. I hope you're getting the hang of it. This is different to what happens is mitosis and meiosis too. Okay, basically mitosis and meiosis 2 are kind of same stages, same thing will happen in both of that, but in meiosis 1 whatever happens is different. Okay, and we saw what actually happens here. Here instead of chromatids getting separate, the pair of chromosomes are separated in the meiosis 1. Okay, and this is called as reductional division. Okay, this is called as reductional division because from tetrad, okay, from the two pairs of chromosome it is becoming a single pair. That's why it is called as a reductional division. Okay, this is called as a reductional division. I hope you remember it. Okay, so this diagram I actually bought it for you so that you can understand the concept of homologous chromosomes. You can see this blue color and this red color are homologous chromosomes because they will have same set of genes. This has the genes A, B and Z. This also has the genes A, B and C. But there is variations within the genes. You can see it is all capital A, capital B, capital C. And here it is small a, small b and small c. The chromosome are homologous. They will have same set of genes, but there can be variations. There can be alterations in the genes. Okay. So here you can see the chromatid crossover is taking place between the non-sister chromatids. These two are the sister chromatids, these two are the sister chromatids, and these two are the non-sister chromatids. And between the non-sister chromatids, you can see the recombination has taken place here. And between the sister chromatids, here there is no recombination. Okay, these two are recombined, and this one is not recombined. So the last phase we'll talk about is telophase and cytokinesis. So the chromosome completes their move to the opposite pole of the cell. The chromosomes just move to the opposite pole of the cell, and these chromosome gathers together, okay, and membrane will be formed around it, and nucleus will form, okay. And after that, since the nucleus has formed, the next step is cytokinesis, which is nothing but there will be division of the cytoplasm, and the two daughter cells you'll get, which will be having full set of chromosomes, which will be having full set of chromosomes. Okay, so this is the metaphase 1. We'll see what happens in metaphase 1. Homologous pair of chromosomes are held together at the chiasma. This is one homologous pair of chromosome, and this is the other one. These two are homologous pair of chromosomes. I told you the meaning, and they are held together at the chiasma. This is the region called as chiasma, or this is the region called as chiasma. They are held together at the region called as chiasma, where the crossing over happens, and these are the microtubules. In anaphase 1, you see one pair of chromosome is pulled this side and another pair of chromosome is pulled this side. Okay, and here the crossing over has taken place. What happens in metaphase 2? What happens in the metaphase 2? The sister chromatids will separate now. So in metaphase 1, what happened is the homologous chromosome separated. But in metaphase 2, the sister chromatids will separate. Okay? The sister chromatids will be separating. So this is the difference between meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So in meiosis 1, the homologous chromosomes will separate, and in meiosis 2, sister chromatids will separate. So now we are going to talk about meiosis 2 in detail. So meiosis 2, now there are two daughter cells with each 23 chromosomes. 23 pairs of chromosomes are present in the cells now. Two of the daughter cells. In each of the two daughter cells, the chromosomes condenses again, and it will be forming like X-shaped, and we can see that in the microscope. The membrane around the nucleus will dissolve, and whatever chromosomes are there in the nucleus will be released into the cytoplasm. The centriole will duplicate, the mitotic spindle will form, all of these things will happen all over again. Next is metaphase 2. In each of the two daughter cells, the chromosomes, the pair of sister chromatids, all of that will line up in the equatorial plate or metaphase plate. The centrioles are now at the opposite poles of opposite poles. Okay, the centrioles are in the opposite poles of the daughter cells. Meiotic spindles will be arising from that centriole, and that will come and bind to the sister chromatid at the region called as kinetochore. Okay, and the sister chromatids will be pulled apart from each other using the meiotic spindle to the opposite poles. Okay, and now the separated chromatids are individual chromosomes. They are now individual chromosomes. Telophase 2 and cytokinesis. So what happens in telophase 2? Complete movement of the chromosome to the opposite poles will be there. Full set of chromosome will be gathered together. Membrane, that is nuclear membrane formation will be there. Organelles, everything will be present there. So this is the last phase of meiosis. However, cell division is not complete yet because cytokinesis has to happen. Okay. Now cytokinesis will happen. Once cytokinesis is complete, there are four daughter cells. That is not just daughter cells, granddaughter cells. Okay. because it is the second generation, it is called as four granddaughter cells, each with half the number of chromosomes. Okay, each with half the number of chromosomes, and we call it as haploid cells. Okay, haploid cells. So you can see here, this is the interphase where the preparatory phase, we can basically call it as a preparatory phase where the DNA replication, everything will take place. Okay, so DNA is 2n in state here. Then prophase 1, chromosome pairing up will take place, recombination will take place. Metaphase 1, chromosome will be present in the equatorial plate, mitotic spindles will be present. Anaphase 1, pair of the chromosomes will be pulled apart from each other. Will be pulled apart from each other. Okay, and telophase 1 and cytokinesis, what will happen? You can see the cytoplasm division will take place. So this is what happens in the meiosis 1, and this is what happens in the meiosis 2. So in the meiosis 2, you can see prophase 2, what happens is you have the two daughter cells, okay, which in which the recombination has taken place. Alright, metaphase, they will be arranged in the metaphase plate, and the centrioles from which the spindle fiber arises will be bound to the kinetochore. And in the anaphase 2, the sister chromatids will be pulled apart from each other. Telophase 2 and cytokinesis, you can see the cells will move to the opposite poles, and the cytokinesis, that is cytoplasm division, will take place, and finally you will get four granddaughter cells which will be haploid in nature, all of which will have haploid, which is n number of chromosome. Basically here you got 2n, this cell will have 2n, and this cell will also have 2n. Okay, it started with 2n, and in meiosis 1 you will get two cells which will be having 2n only, but in the meiosis 2, the 2n will be further divided into n. Okay, that is haploid in nature. Okay, haploid structures. So these are the haploid 4 cells. So you can see here interphase, preparatory phase, prophase 1. This is the prophase 1 where recombination will take place, crossing over. Then metaphase 1, they will be arranged in the equatorial plate. What will be arranged? The homologous chromosomes will be arranged in the equatorial plate, and anaphase 1, the pair of homologous chromosomes will be pulled apart. Then telophase and cytokinesis, you can see here the cell division will take place, cytoplasm division. This is the first division. Next, again you can see again prophase will take place. Again prophase will take place. Prophase 2, okay, here the sister chromatids will be attached to the spindle fiber. In the metaphase 2, they will be attached in the equatorial plate or metaphase plate. Anaphase 2, you can see the sister chromatids are pulled apart, and in the telophase 2 and cytokinesis, you will get four daughter cells. Okay, after the cytoplasm division, you will get four daughter cells, and all of which will be haploid in nature. All of which will be haploid in nature. So in meiosis 1, homologous chromosomes separate. Okay, you will have 2n only. In meiosis 2, sister chromatids will separate, where you will have n number, that is haploid. Okay, this is another picture which will explain you. This is the meiosis and this is the mitosis. Okay, so this is meiosis and this is mitosis. You can see in mitosis, after interphase, there is just simple four phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis. But in meiosis, you have meiosis 1, then you have meiosis 2. Okay, so finally you will get haploid cells, four haploid cells from one diploid cell. Okay, so process DNA synthesis will happen in the S phase in both meiosis and mitosis. Synapsis of homologous chromosomes happens in the meiosis during the prophase 1, and it does not happen in the mitosis. And synapsis happens in the which stage? Zygotine stage. Okay. Next, crossing over takes place in prophase 1 in the which stage? Pachytene stage. Okay, it does not happen in the mitosis. Homologous chromosomes line up at the metaphase plate. Okay, homologous chromosome lining up. that takes place during the metaphase. In the metaphase 1 of the meiosis, it does not happen in the mitosis. Sister chromatids line up. Where does that happen? In the metaphase 2 of meiosis and normally metaphase in mitosis. So the outcome is the number and genetic composition of 4 cells. In meiosis, you'll get 4 haploid cells at the end of meiosis 2, and mitosis, you'll get 2 diploid cells at the end of mitosis. Okay. So let's see some of the differences between the mitosis and meiosis. So DNA replication occurs during the interphase before the mitosis begins. That is at the S phase. For both mitosis and meiosis, it happens at the S phase. So number of divisions, mitosis is only one division, meiosis is two division. That is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Synapses of homologous chromosome, mitosis, it does not occur, but it happens in the meiosis in the prophase 1 of the zygote stage. Okay, that is between the non-sister chromatids. I hope at least at the end of this class you will know the difference between sister chromatids, non-sister chromatids, then homologous chromosomes. These are some of the terms which you should know. If you do not know, it's okay, I've taught you that. Alright, so next is number of daughter cells and genetic composition. Here you will have 2 daughter cells which will be diploid in nature. Here you will have 4 daughter cells which will be haploid in nature. Okay. Role in animal body, it produces normal cells, that is the somatic cells in our body. Also mitosis happens in the reproductive cells, like that is the stages in meiosis. Okay. Meiosis happens only in the reproductive cells. Okay. Meiosis happens only in the reproductive cells. Okay. So that is all about meiosis. I hope I've made meiosis very simple for you. Okay, because it is a very simple concept. Okay, just you need to understand it in order for you to remember for a long time. Okay, so after this class, do a revision once and practice the questions. In the practice session, I'll bring you questions in the concept of mitosis, meiosis and cell division. There will be lots of questions. I'm testing you for your understanding nature. Okay, so let's see how you're doing in the test. All the best for the test, and I would like you to prepare for the test. Okay guys, come prepared for the test. Don't come just like that and give the practice session, because you have to prepare it, because I want you to be serious about this GATE exam. Okay, I want you to give it only once, not so many times. Give GATE exam only one time. For that, do preparation sincerely. Daily preparation, half an hour class, understand it properly. If you're not able to understand, if you're feeling a little bit of a hiccup, then see the class again. You will see the video one or two times. There's nothing wrong in it. You will understand every concept very well. Okay. So comment in the section and tell me if I made your meiosis easy. Okay. So let's see in the next class where we'll be seeing the practice session. So like, share and subscribe to your YouTube channel Gurmantra Shiksha Ka Granth. If you have any queries, you can contact us without any uh, delay. So thank you so much and have a nice day.